Good day, Mom. My name is Judette Mandia Heliagao from Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in English. In this video, I am going to give my personal opinion on the mother tongue-based multilingual education, or what we call MTB-MLE here in the Philippines. It is included that what is mother tongue-based multilingual education? Do I think that MTB-MLE or mother tongue-based multilingual education here in the Philippines is helpful for the students to better understand their lesson, and what I think that the government can do for the students to understand their lesson as here. So here we go. What is mother tongue-based multilingual education here in the Philippines, or MTB-MLE? Mother tongue-based multilingual education here in the Philippines is the involvement of the implementation of the local mother tongues as the language of instruction and kindergarten to year 3, before or with the official languages of Filipino and English being introduced as the language of instruction after grade 3. Meaning that MTB-MLE here in the Philippines is implementing that the mother tongue or the language that the students or learners use from their home, or the language that they are familiar with, they are allowed to speak it within the learning area. Use it to communicate with other children, use it to ask their demand, and use it as the language of instruction from kindergarten to year 3. And after the grade 3, the introducement of Filipino in English as the language of instruction must be implemented in the formal education. In my own opinion, MTB-MLE here in the Philippines is helpful for the child or the students to better understand their lesson. Using their mother tongue, they can be able to express their feelings in a way that they are familiar with. They can be able to pick up the lesson and learn the other languages well. Mother tongue develops child the personal identity, cultural identity, and their socialization skills would also be increased. Using mother tongue, the child will develop critical thinking and literacy skills because they are able to express their feelings, they are able to make and move their own way according to what the language they have used. And that way, they could be able to learn other languages well. As I always heard that before learning your second language, you must be able to learn your first language. Learning your first language will be the link to learn your second language easier. Moreover, MTB-MLE strengthens the development of the appropriate cognitive reasoning skills, enabling children to operate equally in different languages, meaning that the students or learners in the learning area are able to operate the different languages, which is the languages they are familiar with home. They could be able to share that with each other, and one by one of them could also be could also be affected, or could also be strengthen their critical thinking, their language ability skills to adapt other languages in the learning area. Starting with mother tongue, language development will occur. So what I think that the government can do for the students to understand their lesson as here, I think the government should strengthen the implementation of mother tongue-based multilingual education here in the Philippines. They must provide more resources for the students in order for them to be engaged in a learning area where the resources and learning materials are provided and accessible. The government should always support the education system here in the Philippines, most especially the kindergarten up to grade 3. This is really important because government has the power to promote and to deal with the education system and to drive the learners to a better place of learning they must be in. Moreover, the government can also provide extensive learning program and seminars for the teachers so that the teacher could be able to increase their teaching skills. They could be able to be trained well to teach students and to be an educator with well-trained educator. Students who are beginning their formal education in grade 3 or in kindergarten after grade 3 are the students who has a hard time to cope up the lessons, especially in communication inside the learning area. Communication is very important for the learning process of the students because through communication, they could be able to express what the demand and what they needed, what they want to learn and what they want to know. And using the mother tongue they are used or familiar with in home could also help them to improve their learning skills, to improve their develop their language skills and to learn well. That is very important.